Hi, so we're back. Hopefully everybody's at round 22 and you should have 24 stitches around here and your head should be looking like a nice globe or a nice ball. So now we're going to get ready to add the eyes and the stuffing. So before we do that, go ahead and turn it inside out and thread your starting tail into your needle and then just close this circle up in the beginning. So I just do just a couple, like a little whip stitch there real fast to close that circle up. And then I'll weave this end in a little bit so that I can cut it off. So you weave it in and then I'm just going to snip this. Okay, we're going to turn it back. So now we have that hole is closed up at the top. If you didn't have one, then just weave your ends in. And now we're going to put the eyes on. So I have my black thread. I'm going to thread my needle with it. And if you have the eyes, just go ahead and use your eyes. If you have a bead, you can thread it and put a bead on it. Whatever you prefer for the eyes. So the eyes are between rows 13 and 14. So if you start at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So I'm going to put them here. So I thread my yarn. Oops, I probably should have threaded it from this direction. So I thread my yarn through those 2 rows. And I just make a little knot. I don't have to worry about ends now because we're going to stuff it. So I make a little knot and then I just keep going back and forth with my thread to make this. Oop, don't want to do that. Got my yarn cut. Let's fix that real fast. All right. So let me get these out of the way. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth here till I can start to see the eye form. All right, so I can see that one pretty good. So I'm going to stay on the same row and go over about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go over about here. And I'm going to do the other eye. Let's make sure I'm on the same row. So I want to go up. So I'm just going to keep weaving right here until I can see my eye enough. All right, and so since we're in here, and I know I need to use this same thread for the mouth, I'm going to do the mouth now versus later on. So the mouth is in the center of these 2 eyes, and it's just an X. So I'm going to put them probably right here. And now I have the mouth. So I'm just going to go back inside and tie off my ends. No need to weave it in because we're actually going to stuff this. So I will clip my black yarn thread. And we've made the face. So the two eyes and the mouth. So now we're going to start stuffing this. So we're going to stuff it because we're going to start cinching this and you won't be able to get your stuffing in. So I have my polyfill and I am just going to stuff this as much as possible. Oh, yeah. Make sure my yarns stay out because I'm going to need them. So I'm going to stuff it. Going to keep, whoop, maybe not so much. So when I think I've got it stuffed enough, and it's feeling pretty good, and it's kind of poking out, right? Because we're going to start cinching this up. I take the bonnet that we made, and I'm going to put the bonnet on and make sure it fits. So let's get the bonnet. So my bonnet fits. So I've probably got enough stuffing going on here. So I'm pretty good. So now we're going to move on to the rest of the row and cinch this up. So now we're going to go on to row 23, 24, and 25, and 26. So I mush my stuffing down, pick up my hook, get my stitch back on it, and now we're going to do row 23, which is 2 single crochets and a decrease all the way around. So we're going to go 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. I like to add my stitch marker so I don't lose my place. And now I'm going to do a decrease here. I'm going to do 2 single crochets, and a decrease. Kind of got to keep that stuffing packed in there. And then 2 single crochets and a decrease. Two single crochets and a decrease. 2 single crochets and a decrease. 2 single crochets and a decrease. And now we're back to the stitch marker. So I'm going to take my stitch marker out and do row 24, which is 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. So here's my single crochet, and then I'm going to do a decrease. I'm going to put my stitch marker in. That's the start of this round. Hi. And now I'm going to do 1 single crochet and a decrease. And then another single crochet and a decrease. Another single crochet and a decrease, another single crochet and a decrease, and then another single crochet and a decrease, and we've completed that round. So make a little bit of a loop. See if you might want to put just a tad bit more stuffing in there as we continue to close that up. Or not, it's up to you and how you feel. Put my hook back in. And now row 6 is just all decreases. So I'm going to take my hook out and we're going to do 6 decreases. So decrease 1, decrease 2, decrease 3, decrease 4, decrease 5, and decrease 6. Oops. Let me take that back out. Decrease 6. So now you're almost got them all cinched up there. And then so round 6 is just 3 decreases. Whoop! Sorry, I hit my camera. So let's go with 1 decrease, 2 decrease, and my 3rd decrease. Let me get that out there. So, kind of hard to see the stitches. Let me untwist. And we're going to go in here. All right, so I think I'm pretty good. I must be doing it pretty tight. So I'm going to just do the 2. And then I'm going to do a slit stitch in here. And I would leave a pretty long tail here so we can use this to attach it to the body. So I'm going to leave myself a really long tail. So let's mush them around. So now everybody should have their head done with the face on it. So that is the head, and now we're going to move on to the legs and the body. So we'll get ready to go again.